What is happening, Hollywood men fans? Get ready for a rapid-fire update that's going to blow your minds. The news cycle never stops, and neither do we, bringing you the absolute latest, hottest takes you need to know. You're not going to want to miss a single second of this. This is where the action is, and you're getting it first. We're kicking things off with a massive development in the world of sports acquisitions, where a certain Welsh football club, backed by Hollywood heavyweights, is reportedly close to landing yet another star player with ties to the Premier League. This move could redefine their roster and send shockwaves through the league. But it's not all smooth sailing in the transfer market, because in our next update, it looks like our favorite Hollywood-backed club might be facing some serious competition, with a second key target reportedly turning them down in favor of a rival team. We'll break down who they're missing out on and where these players are heading next. It's a real deadline day drama unfolding. And the deals keep coming as we reveal another agreed deal that sees even more cash being splashed on a new star player. We're talking about a significant sum being invested to bring in a key defensive reinforcement. Get the inside scoop on who this new signing is and what they bring to the pitch as the club continues its ambitious spending spree. Finally, we're shifting gears entirely to dive into the mind of a beloved Hollywood actor. He's known for his blockbuster hits, but what happens when one of his biggest movies, one he knew was doomed from the start, comes back to haunt him? We'll explore his candid reflections on a film that he openly admits was a colossal mistake. It's a fascinating look behind the scenes of a cinematic career. Don't miss any of these incredible stories. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and join the Hollywood Men family. The unstoppable force, Wrexham nears 6th Premier League star signing. This story highlights the aggressive and ambitious transfer strategy of Wrexham AFC, a club famously co-owned by Hollywood stars Reynolds and McElhenney. The latest reports suggest the club is on the verge of securing its 6th former Premier League player during the current transfer window, signaling a significant investment and a clear intent to climb the footballing pyramid. The focus of this potential acquisition is Issa Kabore, a player currently on loan at Luton Town from Manchester City. Wrexham is reportedly lining up a deal to bring Kabore to the racecourse ground, likely on a loan basis for the upcoming season. This move, if finalized, would add considerable depth and experience to Wrexham's squad, particularly in the wing-back or full-back positions. Kabore, a Togolese international, has been capped multiple times for his country and brings a dynamic presence on the flank, known for his energy, crossing ability, and defensive contributions. His previous experience in top-tier European leagues, including a stint in Belgium with McElhenney and his presence in the Premier League with Southampton, makes him a high-caliber target. The prospect of him joining Wrexham, alongside other high-profile signings, underscores the club's commitment to building a team capable of competing at higher levels. This pursuit of Premier League caliber talent is a testament to the financial backing and vision provided by Reynolds and McElhenney. Since their takeover, the club has seen a dramatic transformation, marked by significant investment in infrastructure, playing staff, and overall brand visibility. The strategy of acquiring experienced players who have a proven track record in the English football system, particularly the Premier League, is a calculated move to accelerate their progress. It not only bolsters the team's immediate prospects, but also enhances its appeal and marketability. The club's ambition is clear: to leverage its newfound resources and celebrity ownership to achieve rapid success and establish a strong presence in professional football. The fan reaction to these high-profile signings has been overwhelmingly positive, with supporters energized by the club's trajectory and the quality of players being brought in. Analysts and football commentators have noted Wrexham's aggressive approach as a unique model for clubs aiming for promotion, blending Hollywood star power with shrewd football management. The consistent stream of high-profile arrivals suggests a well-defined recruitment strategy focused on experience and proven quality, setting a high bar for their competitors. But as Wrexham pushes forward with its ambitious plans, the transfer market remains a battlefield. What happens when targets don't land? We'll explore a second key player who has reportedly snubbed the club for a championship rival next. Missed opportunities. Wrexham faces transfer setbacks amidst busy deadline day. This update delves into the competitive nature of the football transfer market, particularly for a club like Wrexham AFC, which is experiencing intense activity on deadline day. Despite the club's ambition and Hollywood backing, it appears they are set to miss out on at least two of their transfer targets, with players opting for rival clubs in the championship. The narrative unfolds against the backdrop of a hectic deadline day for Wrexham, often referred to as the Dragons. The club has been active on multiple fronts, with both player departures and arrivals being processed. On the outgoing front, Tom O'Connor is reported to be leaving for Peterborough United, and young defender Aaron James might also depart on loan. In terms of crucial signings, Ben Sheaf from Coventry City is confirmed to be joining in a significant £6.5 million deal, and Issa Kabore from Manchester City is expected on loan for the 2025-26 season. However, the focus of this report is on the targets that Wrexham failed to secure. Two players in particular have reportedly chosen other destinations. The first is former Birmingham City midfielder Jordan James, who was a target for Wrexham earlier in the month. It has now emerged that Leicester City is leading the race for his signature. The second player is Darko Diaby from Leeds United. Reports over the weekend indicated Wrexham's interest, with Watford, Hull City, and French clubs Lorient and Metz also showing potential interest. However, it is now confirmed that Diaby is set to join Hull City in a permanent deal, with his move described as pretty much done and dusted. This represents a significant miss for Wrexham, especially considering the player's potential and the club's desire to strengthen its midfield. While missing out on Diaby and James might not be considered a catastrophic blow, given Wrexham's primary signing of Ben Sheaf, it highlights the challenges of navigating a competitive transfer market. Sheaf, a 27-year-old midfielder with over 100 championship appearances, is expected to bring stability to Wrexham's midfield. His arrival, however, may impact the starting position of Matty James. The club's strategy seems to prioritize experienced championship players, and missing out on other targets like Diaby, who was reportedly set for a long-term contract at Hull, indicates that rival clubs can sometimes offer more attractive terms or immediate opportunities. The wider context of these transfer dealings involves the club's overall spending and recruitment strategy. Wrexham has been notably active, aiming to build a squad capable of promotion. The acquisition of Sheaf is a substantial investment, and the loan deal for Kabore adds further quality. However, these setbacks in securing other targets demonstrate that even with significant backing, securing every desired player is a difficult task. The football community will be watching closely to see how these missed opportunities affect Wrexham's season, and whether their current signings are sufficient to achieve their ambitious goals. These transfer market dynamics are crucial for any club aiming for the top. But what happens when a club's ambitions are funded by more than just football clubs? We're shifting gears to explore how Hollywood itself is shaping narratives in the world of cinema, with a focus on one star's candid reflection on a doomed project. Hollywood power play. Wrexham secures another signing for £2.7 million. This news details another significant transfer acquisition by Wrexham AFC, demonstrating the club's ongoing commitment to bolstering its squad with substantial financial investment. The deal agreed for a new star signifies a continued aggressive approach in the transfer window, fueled by the considerable resources of its Hollywood owners, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. The report places Wrexham's summer spending into perspective, noting that before this latest addition, the club had already invested approximately £23.6 million in 10 new players. This new signing, however, adds another layer to their strategic recruitment. While Wrexham had been looking to strengthen several areas, including midfield and wingback positions, with the confirmed signings of Ben Sheaf, £6, and 5p from Coventry City, and the impending loan of Issa Kabore from Manchester City for the 2025-26 season, the focus now shifts to their defensive capabilities. Initially, Wrexham had targeted Zach Viner from Bristol City, but that move was unsuccessful as Bristol City decided against selling Viner on deadline day. This prompted a pivot in their strategy, leading them to identify Dom Hyam of Blackburn Rovers as a primary target. The breakthrough came with an agreed deal for Dom Hyam, reported by Rich Fay and Nathan Salt of the Rob Ryan Red podcast, to be a £2.7 million transaction. Hyam, a 29-year-old central defender, joined Blackburn Rovers from Coventry City in 2022 for approximately £1.5 million. Since his arrival at Blackburn, he has been a consistent fixture in their defence, making 192 appearances across all competitions, scoring 9 goals and providing 1 assist. Notably, Hyam has a history of playing alongside the new signing Ben Sheaf, having shared the pitch during their time at Coventry City, which could foster quick integration into the squad. Hyam's profile as a right-footed defender suggests he will likely compete for a spot in Wrexham's back three, providing competition for existing players like Max Cleworth and Connor Cody. This £2.7 million deal for Hyam is a substantial investment, reflecting Wrexham's ambition to gain promotion. It follows a pattern of significant spending throughout the summer, indicating that the club is not shying away from investing heavily to achieve its goals. The ability to agree on terms for multiple high-profile players in a single transfer window, despite facing competition and transfer rejections, showcases the club's effectiveness in the market. The fan base is reportedly excited by these developments, seeing them as tangible proof of the owner's commitment to building a successful team. While the world of sports sees major investments and strategic player moves, the world of entertainment often reflects on its own triumphs and failures. Our final story looks at a beloved Hollywood actor's candid thoughts on a movie he knew was doomed from the very beginning. Ryan Reynolds' doomed movie, an actor's candid reflection. This piece delves into the candid reflections of actor Ryan Reynolds regarding one of his most high-profile, and by his own admission, disastrous film projects. Reynolds, known for his charm and success in franchises like Deadpool, has been remarkably open about his past cinematic missteps, particularly the 2011 superhero film Green Lantern. Reynolds, a prominent figure in Hollywood and co-owner of Wrexham AFC, is celebrated for a career filled with successful ventures such as Buried, The Proposal, and the Deadpool series. However, his filmography is not without its significant low points. Films like X-Men Origins, Wolverine, and Selfless are often cited as examples of projects that didn't meet expectations, with Reynolds himself acknowledging Selfless as a mistake. Yet, Green Lantern stands out as a particularly painful memory for the actor, often described as one of the worst superhero films ever made. Starring as Hal Jordan, the film was a critical and commercial failure, leaving a lasting negative impression on audiences and critics alike. Reynolds has frequently discussed his experience making Green Lantern, offering insights into why he believes the film faltered. In a 2023 interview, he shared his feelings upon seeing the finished product for the first time. While he acknowledged that the 185 people involved in the production had a positive experience during filming, watching the premiere was a profoundly difficult moment. He described it as an odd feeling, one he was determined not to repeat. This led him to actively process the experience by taking ownership of its shortcomings in subsequent years. Reynolds attributed the film's failure primarily to a behind-the-scenes culture driven by excessive spending without a corresponding focus on narrative and character development. He explained that rather than pausing to refine the story or characters, the approach was to simply keep spending our way through this, a strategy he deemed ineffective. The consequences of Green Lantern's failure were significant. The film was heavily criticized by reviewers, especially in an era where high-quality superhero films, particularly from Marvel, were becoming the norm. Warner Bros. Also failed to recoup its reported $200 million budget, making it a substantial financial loss. The project's negative reception led to the scrapping of planned sequels and a reworked approach to DC films, ultimately contributing to a period where Reynolds' career reached a nadir. Despite these setbacks, the film did have a silver lining. It was on the set of Green Lantern that Reynolds met his future wife, Blake Lively. Reflecting on failure's role in personal growth, Reynolds has often expressed a desire to erase Green Lantern from history, akin to the memory-wiping capabilities in Men in Black. However, He acknowledges that even this significant failure played a part in shaping the career that led to his current successes. These stories showcase the dynamic nature of both sports and entertainment, where ambition, strategy, and even past failures play crucial roles. Now, let's quickly recap the biggest headlines of the day, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single update. Wrexham is closing in on its sixth Premier League star signing, showing no signs of slowing down their ambitious recruitment. However, they've also faced setbacks, with a second transfer target opting for a championship rival instead. The club continues its spending spree, agreeing to a deal for another key player for £2.7 million. Shifting focus to Hollywood, Reynolds candidly discusses a movie he knew was doomed from the start, sharing his unique perspective on cinematic failure. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to Hollywood Men for all the latest updates, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload, leave a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all our social media channels.